everyone, today I am going to be doing a review of the Kat Von D LockIt Tattoo Foundation. I have been using this. I had samples that I used for a couple of weeks on and off, and then I got this the other day, last week, I can't remember, and really liking it. It's definitely full coverage. If you don't like full coverage, you won't like this, but it's full coverage, and I'll explain to you as I do my face. But like it a whole lot, and I'm gonna check in throughout the day and see how it holds up. I think it's gonna last. It's been lasting, but I'm gonna change a little something I'll tell you in a second that I normally do that I'm not gonna do today, just so we can definitely check and see how it works. So the LockIt Color Tattoo, not Color Tattoo, LockIt Tattoo Foundation. So anyway, it says full coverage, 24-hour wear. I don't know if I want to test it for 24 hours. I'm not that ambitious. Transfer resistant, matte finish, fragrance free, oil free. I think it has more of a satin finish, but I definitely don't look oily or anything. So anyway, just stay tuned if you want to see how it goes throughout the day, and beware because I'm about to scare you with no makeup. So don't say I didn't warn you. So I told you it was scary. Normally I would wear a primer. I'll sit back a little bit. And this is the one I've been using lately. And I have been using this with this particular foundation, and it works, and my makeup seems to last all day. But since we're doing basically a review on the foundation, let's do it without the primer and see where we go from there. So I'm not going to use the primer today. So here is the foundation. The Kat Von D LockIt Tattoo Foundation. I really like this foundation. It's very full coverage. Now, a negative that I found when I squeeze it out on my hand, which I'm going to go ahead and do that, that initial pump, if you can see it, it's like how like lotion, when you pump it out, there's always that first little thick one that you can't use. And so I find that every single time there's that little thick, you know, so that's kind of annoying because it's a little bit of a waste. But anyway, I'm going to do on my hand, I'm going to do 2 good pumps. And you might not need, 1 pump might be totally sufficient for you, but I do really like full coverage. I'm going to use my beauty blender. I've already wet it, and I'm going to take the bigger, fatter end and dab on the end. See that. And then I'm just going to start over here. So let me pull you a little closer, and I'm going to be looking in the mirror, so I know that's going to probably look awkward. I'm just blotting that all in, dabbing it all in. It really goes on really nicely. It is thick, but I don't find that it dries too fast. I mean, I work with it rather quickly. Don't let it just sit on your face. But I don't feel like on this big time frame. And I do like applying it with the beauty blender the best because it is so thick. I've found sometimes with a brush it does streak a little bit, and then I'll go back over it with my fingers or the beauty blender just to get any brush strokes out. Blend that in. And I would definitely suggest, unless if you live far away from a Sephora and you only get one chance to go, get a sample from them of several different colors and then take it home. And then that's what I did. I had 3 different samples, and I took it home and I found that I was the 48, which I think is light. So anyway, there is half a face. Well, half this area. And it gives a pretty flawless finish. I'm super impressed with it. So that's with and without. And I have an age spot or a sunspot right there, and it really covers it up. I find with this foundation, I don't use much concealer at all. And I'm a bit of a concealer junkie. I love me some concealer. Probably because I have such large pores. I don't have any, well, like I'll have a few little acne spots here and there, pimples, but nothing crazy. But I just love concealer. Alright, so I'm blending that all in. Now I usually use 2 pumps for the lower half, and then I'll need another pump for the upper half. So But I pump it out separately because if I put it all down at once, I'll use it all on the lower half and I'll still have to pump. Alright. So around my nose, you can take the point of the Beauty Blender and go around, but okay. So that is that. You can blend it down your neck. Alright, so I'm going to go in for one, throw in my beauty. It works. So I'm going to do another pump, a full pump all the way, and then go into my forehead. And then whatever is left over, I will go and do on the rest of my, I'll go back over like my troubled spots, like my pore areas. So I didn't use a primer. I am going to set it with the powder. I have worn it before without a powder, but I always like to set a foundation with the powder, so I'm going to do that today too, because I want to show you how I would really wear it, minus the primer, because the primer is supposed to really help, you know, keep it on. So I don't want to give it an advantage and then look back and think, well, it could have been the primer. So, alright, so that is, looks pretty good. I've got a little extra, so I'm going to go back in where my pores are rather large. Just kind of fill it in. And I could really get away with not wearing any concealer, but I do like concealer, so, you know. Alright, around there. I love this foundation. I mean, it's really full coverage. It feels nice going on. It does not feel heavy. So that is the overview. It really covers up everything. I don't know if it would cover up a tattoo because I don't have any, but I'd be interested to see. The photo ready. Ooh, it's about to be all gone. And so I'm just going to go over my pores just because this is what I would normally do. Right down the center of my nose and then right there. Now, normally, if I'm not using this foundation, I would have to hit this sunspot, some acne scarring. I'd have to hit a whole lot more spots. So this, I don't technically need that, but I just, for my benefit, for pores, you know, I'm a little insecure about my pores, so anything I can do to kind of cover those up. And plus, this is an area of your face that lightens up a little bit, and you want a little, you know, lightness, some light to hit there. So, I like that there. But that's just my personal preference. And the brush I'm using is from Sigma. I love this brush for blending in. I got it for blending in under eye concealer, so it would be more gentle than my finger. But I'm really liking it for concealer all over. It's the Tapered Kabuki F86. And it looks like that. I love it. Okay, so that is with the concealer, and I'll do my under eyes separate. So that gives you the overview, and then I'm going to use just a little bit of this powder I've talked about, the Revlon Color Stay, the Aqua, and it's translucent, and it feels like it's the craziest filling powder I've ever used, and it feels kind of like it's wet. I'm really not using much at all, and I'm just going to go right down like the T-zone and just set all that. And then I'll go back in. And I'm really explaining this, but when I do this foundation, it takes me less time than when I do like a color stay and have to apply more concealer and all that. It really just covers up everything. So I'm going to keep going with my face, with everything, and I will be back in a few minutes. So I don't know if that looks like it's two different colors, but it really is just because of a shadow, because here looking in the mirror it doesn't. So I will be back in a few minutes. Ta-da! So it's all done. I didn't show you my time while ago, but I just finished my makeup, so it's been about 10-15 minutes. Hold on, let me see if I can get my screen. Alright, so it's 1:11. 1:11, there's cute Connor, you know I like to show him. So this is the finished product. Hi. And I mean I've been using this foundation for a couple of weeks on and off, but I just bought it the other day and I really do like it. So the only thing is I feel like my fine lines in my forehead, my large forehead, let's see, that sucker's pretty big, but anyway, I feel like they're a little more predominant but nothing's sinking into them. So I'm just getting old. Maybe that's what it is. Around my nose, it looks a little, maybe a little powdery. Hold on. Let me look in my mirror. But not anything like scary. It's really not that noticeable. So, sorry if I'm showing you up my nose. So that's the finish. It's kind of a satin finish, not totally a matte finish, but I didn't put any highlighter on, and the light's still picking up on my cheeks, and my blush is matte. So you can see the light still hitting me, and so it's not completely matte, so I like that. So anyway, I will be back in a little while and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so I'm back and it's been about 8 hours. It's 5 till 9 if you can see it. The sun's definitely gone, so my lighting is definitely not as good as it was earlier. But I'm really tired, so I'm thinking this is where we're going to end it today. So it's been about 8 hours and I have done everything from shop to gone for a long walk. To cook dinner, so it was like hot and I was sweating because I was cooking a lot of dinner. So I've really done a lot today in a lot of different environments to really test it out, and for the most part I still love it. I will say, I'm gonna look in my mirror right here. When I went on the walk, my nose was running, I guess just being outside, so I kept touching my nose. So the makeup that is right in here is pretty much completely gone. So that's not good, but in the makeup's defense, I was just, you know, scratching my nose. It was itching. My nose wasn't running, it was itching. And so it's, like I said earlier, it's kind of dry around here looking. It's still like that. And then right in here is pretty much, it's not completely gone, but it is to a degree. In here, it also has kind of sunken into my pores. I do have very large pores, but to me, it's not like awful. Up here, it doesn't look as fresh as it did this morning, but for the most part, it looks pretty much the exact same as it did this morning. So overall, I mean, I could totally still get away with this being my, you know, face of makeup. Now, if I was going out right now, going out somewhere to dinner or whatever, I would definitely want to touch up throughout here. But I usually don't wear makeup for more than 8 to 10 hours, so this still works perfectly for me. And in a normal day, I do like to touch up if I'm going somewhere else. So anyway, it's really, I love this foundation. It's not for everybody. It is full coverage, and it's definitely not 24-hour, or it's not true, at least for me, so I'll say that. But I do love this foundation. So I'll give you a close-up. That's my forehead, my large forehead, and then I don't know if you can see the dryness in here, but that's where it's, you know, you can see some redness, and I have just, my nose has been itching all day since I went out for a walk. And so that's really the overview, but like I said, just looking in the mirror, first glance, it looks fine. So when I look up close is when I see, and I'm thinking in the lighting in this camera, it's looking a little bit more red here. If it, I guess, looking in my viewfinder, it looks a little more red here than it actually does in my mirror looking at myself. So the result is, I really do like this. It's $34. I really enjoy it. I recommend it. There's nothing I've ever tried that's even close to being like this, texture-wise, coverage-wise, anything. So my next favorite would be my Revlon Color Stay, but this is my favorite for right now for the coverage that it gives me. So again, Kat Von D LockIt Tattoo Foundation. Really do like it, and yeah, I think it was a success. Let me know if you've used it or if you have any questions. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And again, please, if you have any questions whatsoever, just leave it below and I will get back to you. So I hope you have a great day, and thank you for spending the day with me. Sorry, I'm checking out a little bit early, but I am tired. So, alright, I guess I will talk to you later. Hope you have a good night or a good day or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.